Hi guys, I'm Amber Riggs and welcome back to another video. So for today's video, I decided that I'm going to tell you guys about my Walker Stalker Chicago experience meeting Chandler Riggs. As you can tell, I changed room locations. I'm in my room right now, but that's because my phone died. So I needed to be near an outlet right now. So I have my phone plugged in and I'm in my room. And I also decided that I was going to type everything that happened and just read it off Brittany's phone. So I have everything typed from exactly what happened. And I'm going to read it to you guys off of her phone. So let's get to it. When I first arrived at the convention center, we were waiting in line outside for about 30 minutes in the freezing cold. Then we realized we could just wait inside. When we got inside, the line was much shorter and we waited about 15 minutes. Then we had to go in another line and get our wristbands, which took 20-ish minutes or so. While I was waiting, I was freaking out and talking about Chandler, obviously. But I was also texting my internet best friend James, asking where he was, because he was also there meeting Chandler and Caitlin, also some girls from Riverdale. He told me he was in line to meet Chandler at his table. Like, his table is the autograph table where you get his autograph and then you could take a picture with him, so that's where James was. Once we got our wristbands, I made my way to Chandler's table. At that very moment, I saw Chandler Riggs, the guy who I love and adore, the one I've obsessed over for such a long time. My heart was beating so fast, and I started shaking and crying a bit. I started recording Chandler and saying how cute he was. He looks so adorable in his little red flannel. He's so tiny. I miss him so much. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Then I remembered my best friend was in the line. I looked at Chandler once more, then I heard my name being called. I turned my head, and there he was, the kid I've been talking to for about 2 years now. The kid I've always wanted to meet. There he was, James, right next to me. Right there, I couldn't believe it. I started to cry and I yelled his name and hugged him. It was so amazing. He was so nice and so sweet. I miss him so much. Oh, James, if you're watching this, I love you and I miss you. And I hope we can meet again. You were so sweet. We waited in line together, just talking about everything we could. We were talking about Chandler and how it was insane we were both right next to each other. I originally wasn't gonna get Chandler's autograph. I wanted to. But my mom only paid for the photo ops at the time. Then she looked at me saying, "Do you want Chandler's autograph?" Of course I said yes. Then after waiting for what seemed like forever, I was next. At first we weren't even sure we were going to get Chandler's autograph because photo ops were supposed to start at 12 and it was 11:58. Thankfully they went overtime, so I did get to go up. But anyways, there he was, only a few feet away. I asked the lady if I was able to pay up front. She said yes. So by the way, when you do go get his autograph, you're allowed to pay up front for an autograph and a picture. So it costed $140 for me when I did do that. I was waiting for my mom to give me the money so I could pay for the autograph and the picture. She was taking forever. I looked at the lady and looked at Chandler. He smiled at me. Damn, I almost died right then and there. His smile was so cute. Guys, his smile. Like, if you think his smile is adorable on camera and in, like, The Walking Dead, you should see his smile in real life. It's the cutest thing ever. Oh my gosh, he's so adorable. He really is. I love him so much. I didn't want to cry in front of him, but boy was I nervous. I finally gave the lady the money, and she handed me a little pink ticket and said, "Go give the ticket to Chandler." After she said that, I turned and looked at him. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I had my drawing I drew for him, and the poster I wanted signed, and a card, and the little pink ticket. So, like, my hands were filled. So I was walking over to him like this, like holding all my stuff, and I had the little pink ticket in my hand. So, like, my hands were filled, and it was really funny. I put my stuff down on the table when I was right in front of him. I was so nervous and shaking. I handed him my pink ticket. He smiled at me and said, "Hi, nice to meet you," and stuck his hand out for me to shake it. I shook his hand smiling at him, then I finally managed to say hi. But let's just say, my voice was very, very, very shaky, and he could tell. Then I handed my drawing and letter to him, telling him I drew it for him and that I was giving it to him. He said, "This is for me?" I told him yes. He took a moment to examine my drawing. My mom took the cutest photo of him, like, looking at my drawing and smiling. It was so adorable. Like, he was just smiling at my drawing, and I could tell that he loved it, and like he was so happy. And it was like, he's just so cute. Like, I'm gonna keep saying this whole video, but like, he was so cute, and he was the sweetest person ever, and so adorable and so kind, and I love him lots, and he's just beautiful. And I unrolled my poster my friend Caitlin drew for me of him back during December. By the way, this is the poster right there. At the end of the video, I'm gonna show you guys the poster and then my photo op photos, so you will be able to see that. Right when I was unrolling the poster, I said, "My friend drew this of you." I didn't even finish, and his jaw dropped. It was the cutest thing ever, and he said, "Oh my god."
Oh my gosh.
He thought I wanted it signed for Caitlin, so he asked me how to spell her name.
Is it Kaitylyn?
But I told him it was for me. Then he was like, oh, it's for you? Gotcha.
Oh, it was for you. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
When he asked me my name, oh my gosh, like when he asked me what my name was, he was so cute. He was like, what's your name?
What's your name?
And I told him my name was Amber, and he said my name. Cutest thing ever. Like right when I said my name was Amber, he repeated it. He was like, Amber?
Amber.
And I was like, you just said my name. Like, it's insane. Like, the person you love the most saying your name, like,
Amber.
it was just, oh my gosh. I was like, he said my name. Once he signed it, he said, "Thank you so much, I appreciate it."
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Probably for the drawing I gave him or supporting him, probably both. After then, I told him we were taking a picture together. He came out from behind the table to take a picture with me. He put his arm around me and I smiled for the photo. And I told him he was a great actor and I loved his music. He said, "Thank you so much." I said, "You're welcome." Then I quietly asked him for a hug because I was so nervous and I really wanted to hug him. But he couldn't hear me, so he said, "What?" So I repeated myself asking, "Would I be able to give you a hug?" He said, yeah, of course." Then we hugged. Gosh, I miss his hugs. He gives the best hugs. Like when he hugged me, like, oh my gosh, like he gives the best hugs. Like I miss his hugs and I miss him so much. Then again, he told me it was nice meeting me. I said, "You too," and he started walking back to the table to meet the next person, but I stopped him by calling his name. He turned around and looked at me and I said, "By the way, we have the same last name." He gave me a surprised look. He went like, "Really? That's so cool." And I said, "Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that." Then it was time for me to start heading for the photo ops, so I left. Right when I was out of Chandler's sight, I started shaking, like really, really bad. My eyes were watering and I was breathing heavy. Then James walked over and was like, "Oh my god, you're shaking." I was so happy. Then it was time to part our separate ways because I had to go for my photo ops. My mom told me we could meet up later, but I wanted to say goodbye just in case if I didn't see him again today. I told him it was nice meeting him and I'll text him later, and we hugged. Then we went to our photo ops. We got there around 12:05 and waited in line. Then we got our tickets. Then we waited in another line to go take pictures with Chandler. So when we went in line, I was in line number 17. And 17 is my lucky number and my favorite number, so like I thought it was so awesome that I was waiting to meet Chandler Riggs in line number 17. That's my number. So it was awesome. I was like, "Oh my gosh." We got there so early that there was only about 10 people in line, so we didn't even have to wait long. It only took around 10 minutes. I was freaking out thinking of the poses I wanted to do. Then it was my turn to walk up to Chandler. I got to take 3 photos with him. So for 2 of the 3, it was just going to be him and I. And then for the 3rd one, my friend was going to hop in. So when I walked in, he recognized me. He was like, "Nice seeing you again." And I was like, "Oh, like he remembered me." Like even my friend was like, "Oh yeah, he definitely remembered you." I was like, "Yeah," because I just saw him like not even 20 minutes ago. Then the lady looked at Chandler and yelled, "3 photos!" I don't even know why she yelled though. Like Chandler and I were only a few feet away from her. Like, and she still yelled. I was really confused, but like I was like, okay, well, whatever. Chandler nodded, then went to put his arm around me for the photo. The lady was about to take the photo and I screamed out, "Wait!" Chandler slowly took his arm away from me, confused. I looked at the lady, then back at Chandler, then the lady again, and said, I'm only taking 2 with Chandler, then for the 3rd one, my friend's coming in. The lady said that's fine. Then Chandler went to put his arm around my back again, and we smiled for the photo. For the 2nd photo, I turned and looked at him and said, is it okay if we take a cute picture of us holding hands? Then I quickly said, if not, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I was so nervous and I was rambling. He looked at me and smiled and said, yeah, of course, it's fine. And he put his hand down like this and smiled. He looked at his hand, then back at me. I slowly moved my shaky hand and took his. His hands were so soft and I was so nervous. I smiled for the photo, then let go of his hand. Then Chandler looked at my friend who was walking over and smiled at her. He said, come on, and said hi to her, then pulled her towards him. We smiled for the photo, and then he said, nice meeting you guys. Then I looked at him and said, can I hug you again? He said, yeah, of course. He hugged me, then my friend, and I said, bye, nice meeting you again. Okay, so that was my whole experience from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, and I was so nervous the whole time, but Chandler's such a sweetheart, and like, if you meet him, don't be scared of asking him to like hold your hand if you want, or doing a certain pose, because he's really good about that. Like, he'll like he's perfectly fine with you holding his hand or taking a photo like that. Like, he won't say no, and he's the sweetest person ever. Believe me, it's nerve-wracking, but like, if you don't do it, you'll regret it. Like, I know if I didn't ask him to hold his hand, I would have regretted it, but like, I'm so happy, and he's so sweet, and oh my gosh, he was just the nicest person. I'm gonna show you the picture I got signed, the poster, and then I'm gonna get going, because I have school tomorrow, so yay! If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, turn on my post notifications, and if you met Chandler before and you want to tell me your experience, you could direct message me on Instagram, you could comment below and tell me your experiences with him. And until next time, peace!